This video is about making inexpensive target frames. The absolute cheapest way that I found to make a practical target frame is to start with 1 by 2 by 96 inch furring strips from the home store. There are different grades of these, so check 2 or 3 or as many home stores as you have, because some of these come in better quality wood with radius corners, some come in less attractive wood with sharp corners. You're more likely to get splinters from the sharp corners. Now, the absolute fastest way to do this is to cut your lengths to whatever you think is practical, mostly whatever's going to fit in your car or truck, up to about 6 feet, not much point going higher than that. And if you cut them 6 feet verticals, you'll have a couple of, 24-inch pieces left that you can use for your cross pieces. The quickest way to do it is to just nail them together with cheesy little nails like this. These are like 1.5-inch 3D nails. They are so cheap, I can't really estimate what their cost is, less than a penny a piece. The cheapest way to do it, that's the quickest way. The quickest way is to use nails. The cheapest way to do it is just butt these ends together with wood glue from the dollar store. You can reinforce the corners by gluing on pieces of cardboard like this onto the corner. You can glue scrap pieces of wood into the corner to reinforce them. They don't really hold up all that well to handling with glue. Almost everything I do uses screws. I've had excellent luck with little angle brackets and screws like this. These tolerate a lot of poor handling. They do really well. If you use the 4-nail method, you can get a scissor hinge effect like this. But it won't matter, because once you attach your piece of cardboard, put your piece of cardboard on there, it won't scissor anymore. Nail that on, staple it on, whatever you want. I attach the cardboard with staplers. This one cost me $2 at a garage sale. I think this one was $1. They work fine. You can use nails, whatever works for you. Now, there are different ways to stand them up in the ground. I bought 3 of these. They're steel frames. They're designed to fit the 1 by 2 furring strips. These adjust to 2 different lengths. I prefer the wider length, it's more stable. When I bought these 4 years ago, they were $13. Thanks to inflation, the last I checked, they're up to about $18. They have holes in them, these holes, so that you can use home store nails like this. These are about 1 foot long and 3/8 in diameter. Push a couple of them through the holes at an angle, and they'll help your stand stay up and be stable. If you are in a place where there's a lot of rocks or you have sandbags, you can use those instead of nails. They work fine. It's important to think about your spacing, this cross spacing between your vertical pieces, because if you use something like this, the spacing has to match or you're going to be out of luck. I use the wide setting on these metal brackets and 22-inch center spacing on the verticals. If you don't want to spend the money on these expensive steel things, although they last forever and ever, probably outlast you if you don't shoot them, you can make feet out of 1 by 2. These are really cheap. You can nail them together, glue them together. I find that they last a lot longer if you use screws. If you use this type of feet, if you make your own so that you don't have to buy the steel ones, it's better to set up your 1 by 2s with their edges facing you. Because when you put them into the feet, they're a lot more stable this way than if you try to make the feet fit 1 by 2s that are set perpendicular to you. Those just don't seem to stand up very well. Cardboard is widely available for nothing. I don't really consider that an expense. So what do you need to make them? Not much. The furring strips are pine, they're really soft, really easy to cut. Cut them with a hacksaw, cut them with a handsaw you get for 50 cents at a garage sale, coping saw, little gun saw, pull saw, anything you want. If you have access to power tools, a saber saw works good. Circular saw works great. I think this was like $5 at a garage sale. I cut most of mine on a table saw I got off Marketplace for $100 or so, but I make a lot of these things. Eventually you'll realize that they hold up a lot better with screws, especially if you use little corner brackets. And I think the corner brackets are about 40 cents, and you can buy them in a bag that come with screws. I got those off the internet. If you start to use screws, you can use garage sale electric drill. I think this was $6. I believe this I bought new at Harbor Freight. I think it was about 20. I don't remember. But they do hold up a lot better with screws. So if you've got a square like this to square them up, that's nice. If you don't have it, you can visually square it up with a piece of paper. There really isn't a lot to it. Knocking out one of these things with nails and a handsaw like this should take you about 5 minutes. If you have power tools, it's quicker. Another way to make these things, if you don't want to deal with wood, is to make them out of PVC pipe. PVC's a lot more expensive than wood, but it's real easy to disassemble into a small package that you can fit in the trunk of a small car, fit in the closet. It has its good points. When you buy the PVC, there's Schedule 40, that's a thick section, and Class 200, that's a thin section. I use the Class 200 because it isn't really any less tolerant to bullet strikes than the Schedule 40. Neither of them do very well in bullet strikes. It's good to have a roll of duct tape out there with you. But the Class 200 is substantially lighter. If you're trying to carry a couple of these things out 400 yards, it makes a difference. I think the Class 200 costs slightly less too. So with that pipe, you need some tees. I usually buy them in a bag. They're cheaper that way. Buy tees though instead of corners. I don't buy corners like this anymore because a tee can be a corner, but a corner can't be a tee like this. So out here at the corners it doesn't matter, but in the middle where you have to stand up that target, it does. So don't buy corners, buy tees. It pushes together with your hands just the way that you think it would. Sets up like this. The PVC doesn't tolerate staples or nails, so the best way to attach the cardboard is to put a few holes in it. I attach it with cable ties. You can use string, wire ties, really anything you've got. They're all really cheap. For cutting the PVC, I have great luck with a tool like this. This is a ratcheting PVC cutter. It has a flat surface in here that helps you make a very perpendicular cut. And it also has the great advantage of not leaving a bunch of fuzzy, crumbly ends on the end of your PVC tube that you get even if you use a fine tooth saw like a hacksaw. This is much neater, less cleanup. Making the PVC frame stand up is about the same as making the wooden frame stand up. Rocks, sandbags, coupling nails pounded in at angles like this. Your frame will stand up pretty well. An advantage PVC has over wood that people may not think about is that PVC doesn't give you splinters. I use only the better grade of wood, the better grade of 1x2 that has the radius corners. But even with that, you should wear gloves when you handle the 1x2. sooner or later, even with a better grade of wood, you'll get splinters. That doesn't happen with the PVC. If you don't want to make your own, I sell these kits in my Etsy store. The PVC set comes with 4 1-foot pieces, 6 2-foot pieces, a dozen tees. You can put it all together, a couple of 1-foot pieces of poly, cable ties, paper target, rolled up cardboard backer, everything that you need to do this, to set this up and put it in its space. All complete, take it out of the box, assemble it at the range, and you're ready to go. Don't need to buy anything or do anything. The wood kit also has the paper target, the rolled up cardboard backer. It has a couple of hinged verticals like this. I put the hinge and the eyelets in for you. I do all the drilling for you. The cross pieces come like this. I put the brackets on them for you. The cross pieces are held to the verticals with a wing nut and screw. I attach those to the cross pieces when I ship so you can't lose them. When you unhinge the vertical pieces, they're held in place with a screw and a nut through the eyes like that. You don't need any tools to do this. It's all finger work. No screwdriver or anything necessary. The wood kit ships with a bunch of tacks that you can use to put the cardboard onto the frame, and the paper target onto the cardboard. The wood kit ships with pre-assembled feet put together with screws, so that when you get it, all you have to do, once you've done the vertical assembly and the cross pieces, is set it into the feet. Pull it out of the feet. You can disassemble it again for transport. Put it all back in the box. Not a lot to it. So you don't need any tools for either kit. You take the box and open to the range. Everything that you need is in there. That still photograph shows a way that you can avoid having to carry bases or feet out if you live in a place where you can leave things. PVC tube 2-inch will fit the 1x2s. 1-inch PVC tube will fit the 3/4 inch tube of the PVC frames. Just get a wood block, hammer, a rock, whatever, pound them in. If you get a big tape measure, I think this one costs like 20 bucks. You can measure off increments as far as you want. I have pairs of these things set every 100 yards out to 600 yards.